What's going on, YouTube? Today is New Year's Eve, 12/30/2025, 9:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the filming of this video. Should be up just before midnight, I'm gonna guess, my time, by the time I upload it and all that good stuff. Metal prices. I'm going to talk about something that I'm very, very passionate about in this video. Something I truly believe in based on personal experience that isn't talked about enough when it comes to silver in particular. Metal prices. Let's refresh this bad boy. Right there. Not right there. Right there. CMI. Gold. 42.9202, down 48.39. Silver 71 flat, down 540. Platinum 19.3930, down 250.35. Wow, platinum got spanked. Palladium 15.14 flat, down 132.16. That one got spanked too. GSR is back up above 60 to a precise number of 60.45. Back up above 60 again, folks. What does this mean? Well, what it means is, in the grand scheme of things, nothing. Don't freak out. You know, I was thinking today, well, just tonight, it is a whopping 36 degrees. By the way, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research, form your own opinions. These are merely mine. It is a whopping 36 degrees. It is butt cold, man. And I like the cold a whole lot more than I like the hot. And I'm very disappointed that there's no snow and none in the forecast. However, it's butt cold. I broke tonight, folks. I turned the heat on for the first time this year. I don't like using the heat for a couple reasons. Number one, yeah, it's expensive, but whatever. I gotta be comfortable. Between that and my body heat, it makes the windows sweat. And if you don't stay on top of it, it turns to mildew, which I've had happen in years past. I've been really good about that now. Matter of fact, y'all might call me crazy, but I do have my bedroom window cracked just a hair because I don't want that to happen. Alright. This order comes to us from, you guessed it, Hero Bullion. Interestingly enough, I was in someone's live stream in the chat, and they told me they'd never heard of Hero Bullion, and they said that they watch my channel, which they do. They love comments, but I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, I unbox an order from Hero in dang near every video, especially lately, so okay. Look, I got them whopping 3 ounces today. Okay. By the way, Hero did call me. The owner, Jake, called me today. That was kind of cool. He called me from his cell phone. Maybe we'll talk about that at some point, not today. I picked up some of these, you know. It's still the Christmas season. You know, maybe Christmas is over. But it's never a bad time to keep Christmas in our hearts and remain, grateful. I was thinking tonight when I walked out to get this package out of my mailbox how friggin' cold it is and how lucky I am. Got the heat on. I did overpay my electric bill. I have a $100 credit, and the reason I did that, I've done this in the past. In fact, there was a time I did this, and the electric company sent me an invoice saying, please stop paying. Please stop paying us. You have a $300 credit at the time, or whatever it was. And that was back when electricity was a lot cheaper. And this $100 credit, I assure you, by the time the next billing cycle rolls over, and it's just me, one person, that doesn't even use the heat, I assure you, it will be spent and then some. I will owe again. Alright, here's what I want to talk about in this video. why I think it's important to stack things you love and things you like a whole lot less. What do I mean? Okay, you see these Christmas rounds? And I have some other Christmas rounds. I like those. I don't have that many of them. I have some silver shield. I love those. I have a little bit of Engelhard. I love Engelhard. And oh, by the way, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, drop a comment, show some love. Shameless plug. Those things are things that I never, ever want to get rid of until it's time to liquidate for retirement. Or time to pass it on. Or time to liquidate on a consistent basis during retirement to fund my retirement. Silver is a huge part of my retirement plan, folks. At one point or another, we're all getting out of it. Okay? We're dying. We're selling for retirement, for a land purchase, whatever we're doing. And a lot of us will probably die with some silver in our stacks, and that's great. We can pass that on. But at some point, we will become sellers or givers. And if we don't leave it in a will or a trust, the government's going to get it when we die, and we don't want that. Better to donate it to a charity than a government. Anyway, if you've noticed, I've been stacking a lot of, not so much a lot number-wise, but a lot of what I've been stacking lately are buffaloes. Not even the proofy, sexy ones, just buffaloes. These are the elemental mint. I think that's where they're from. They're not shiny. They're not sexy. I mean, I still like them. They're classic. I've been stacking a lot of constitutional. Some of it's pretty, some of it's just beat to hell. But I'm talking about the buffalo here. I'm talking about cheap rounds that, I'm not in love with. I mean, I'm in love with it because it's silver, but I don't look at it and be like, oh man. I mean, I think they're beautiful. I think the GSM Golden State Mint ones are pretty. I think the Asahi proof ones are gorgeous. These are not those. The value's the same, unless I suppose, unless I suppose you find a collector that one specific one appeals to, or they need for a collection of their different buffaloes, whatever it is. But for all intents and purposes, cheers. The value is the same between the pretty ones and the run-of-the-mill ones. The attachment that I have to these run-of-the-mill ones compared to something more rare, not more valuable, but more rare, like this, or my Engelhard, or my Silver Shield, the value is the same, give or take, aside from collectability. The emotional attachment is not. I like these, but I would get rid of these. And believe you me, it's happened to me a couple times where I've overinvested and life happened. Okay? And I've had to liquidate. What did I liquidate first? The stuff I didn't love. The stuff that, I had a bunch of. If I got 300 buffaloes that are just run-of-the-mill buffaloes, and I've got 20 ASEs or 20 Silver Shields, what am I going to get rid of first? I'm going to sell the buffaloes because I have more of them and because they're just run-of-the-mill. So I think it's really important to stack a lot of that silver in our stacks. And again, we're not taking a hit because it's worth the same as an ounce of the stuff we do like for the most part. I'm not talking numismatics and all that, but I'm not a Numi guy. I'm a bullion guy. So it's also important to stack stuff that we do like in lesser numbers, in my opinion. Number one, it keeps us interested in stacking. And number two, you're going to do whatever you can to not have to prematurely offload that because you like it. Now, if your whole stack is, like I said, if your whole stack is full of stuff you like and you're forced to liquidate, it's going to hurt a lot more emotionally. But if you have, 20% of your stack and stuff that you do like, bullion that is just cool to you, and 80% or whatever in just this kind of stuff, I think that's a good place to be. Because, like I said, life happens, and if you have to liquidate before you plan to liquidate, it's going to hurt you emotionally a whole lot less. Like the video, hit the subscribe, let's grow the channel. Let's drop comments so we know that so I know you're here. A lot of people tell me, "Oh, watch your videos." Well, how do I know that if you don't comment? I don't. That doesn't help the channel grow as much. If I watch your video, you're gonna know, because you're gonna get a comment if you're a stacker in this community. Because I want to support people in this community. There are very small select number of stackers I don't want to support through my views, and I won't. But for the majority, I want to support people in this community. Part of doing that is letting them know that I'm there to do that by dropping a comment. I don't care if it's an emoji. I don't care if it's an arm flex, a fist bump. I don't care if it's the middle finger. Leave a comment. It tells me a lot. Anyway, that being said, hit the like, hit the subscribe, show some love. Head on over to Rumble. Find me over there. Same name. Hit the follow over there. And whatever you do, have a happy and safe New Year. Probably won't make another one before next year, which is like a day and a half away. Not even a day and a half. Man, that's nuts. Where's the time go? So happy New Year to all of you. If you caught the live I did last night with Southeast Stacker, Southeast is a great guy. His link is in the description below that video. Please go show him some love. Let's get him to 1,000 subs. And keep stacking.